So we are back around to Monday morning, and I'm just out for a short walk before I do my strength and conditioning at home because it is too cold to do it outside. But I am up and out and moving, which is a lot better than last week. Sleep's not terrible. It's going to get dark. There's no light. I'm waking up at 4:30 fine. It's just the getting out of bed, and a lot of that's because it's cold. So. But yeah, strength and conditioning today, and then a week of work, which should be a little bit easier. So that is walk and strength and conditioning done. Time for coffee. So 20 to 5, I'm out for strides. I'm feeling really good about today, and yeah, I'm gonna go run uptown, do my strides, run home, and I've got my new race kit on. Well, it's my coaching kit, not my actual race kit, because we wear the bikes and that stuff. Not terribly warm, not too cold. I'll play some music, enjoy the session, and yeah, have a bit of fun.
Got a fine little body and her mind's kinda naughty. They say that once you taste it, you cannot replace it. She could get you high, all the dopamine inside triggers fast once she's naked. Her body's a creation.
The initial run is nearly done, just got the strides to go, and then the last little bit. And then coffee, breakfast, get ready for work, shower, start a brand new day. So that's the session done, and sirens. On my way back, I saw quite a few police cars. Oh shit, and there's a fire engine. Okay, so there was a police car in front of the car that had crashed. 4 behind the police car, because that's where the main road is and there's a lot of blind spots, which makes sense. And then I'd seen it wasn't a full ambulance, it was like a small Jeep ambulance go down. And then I've just seen a fire engine go through, so if that fire engine's going to the same place, then the car was obviously set on fire. There wasn't anyone in it, so I don't know where they are, but yeah. There's a big ambulance, and I think they're all going to the same place. So yeah, so I stopped and walked to be nosy at that. And now I'm gonna go home, have coffee, have a shower, have some breakfast, put my feet up for 5 minutes, and then go to work. So it's now about 5 o'clock. I've just got up, done a bit of yoga, doing some coffee, sort out some stuff, and then head to work. Tomorrow's circuit. Friday easy run, Saturday off, Sunday race day. So, it is Thursday, it's 4:45, I'm a little bit later, well, I'm up at 4:30 out today. I'm going to go for half an hour running in the rain, in the cold. That's what we do in the 4 AM club.
Her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease. Bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me, cause she got a...
So, I'm not quite halfway through yet. It is frigging grim. Nasty weather. So that's the end of the run, and I'm on my way home. Time for a cup of coffee, warm up. The rain did stop near the end, so that's not too bad. And it's not as cold, but definitely need to warm up a bit. So it's Saturday morning, and Chris is out for a bike ride today ahead of the race tomorrow, and I've also jumped on my bike, which is actually my bike, not just one I've pinched off him. So he's gone out on Erebus, his TT bike, for some race openers ahead of tomorrow. I'm out on my single speed, which will eventually be the one that I use hopefully to get to and from work. So I'm just going to go out for a short ride, but I'm going to start by remembering how to clip in and out, because I've asked him to put the clip-in pedals back on because I can't actually use flat pedals anymore. I don't like them. So yeah, me and Ratchet going out for a bike ride, and then meet back up at the bike shop, which I'm not associated with the cycle club, but I do like to go and drink all their coffee. And yeah, that's the order of the day. So, Saturday afternoon, Chris is doing some painting. I've been planning a holiday to Scotland for maybe next year. And yeah, I'm going to go out for a walk because I'm feeling a bit tired. So I'm going to go try and wake up so I don't fall asleep and have a nap, and then don't sleep tonight, and then feel shit tomorrow. So yeah, I'm going to go for a walk around town, and it's actually sunny enough. I can wear sunglasses. And we're still driving down to Portsmouth. We've got about another 20 odd minutes to go until we get there, and we're heading off for the first in the Portsmouth Duathlon race series, so that should be good. It's quite clear out, which is nice. It's going to be cold and it's going to be windy. That's not going to be nice because we are going to be on the seafront, which isn't going to be great. But yeah, it's going to be good to go and get racing, and then we've got the second one in 3 weeks time after this, and then the third one a few more weeks after that, so should be good.
Make everything just fade away, cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane, jealous of the clothing that she wears up on a tight frame. All game, no shame, baby came here to play. I feel like an addict cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine.
Right, what do I need? Warmers, layers, all the layers. Foot.
I don't know what it is about triathletes, but they look like they have no fucking clue what's going on, if anything.
Nope, I definitely did put my base layer on today.
Put some fucking leg warmers on, you useless twat. I don't get what's wrong with people. Like, especially after seeing that 17-year-old girl in our first race. She was leading by miles. Oh, she pulled out. Why? She got hypothermia.
Yeah, one of the people who came back literally said that she stopped because she just physically couldn't move anymore. They were trying to encourage her to keep running, to keep moving, to keep warm. She can't be fucked with this shit.
It's going the wrong way. Oh, that bottle is going fucking mental.
I know, I'm just waiting for it to fall.
I'm waiting for one of the kids to get out there to twat him in the head.
Oh, I don't, because that would be so funny. Oh, so close. So close. We are going to hell.
It's a good job this isn't like two-way camera.
Oh, we are
It fell off the roof.
Straight
Don't
to
put
hell.
it back on the roof.
So it's the day after the race, and that was our second race of the year, which Went a lot better than the first one, and I think making the decision we did on the first one definitely benefited it. So both of my runs went better than I thought, despite the weather, and Chris managed his whole cycle. So Chris is going to give you a rundown of the bike section, I'll give you a rundown of the run section, and then we'll wrap it up there.
Yeah, so throughout the week the weather was looking good, definitely better than last weekend. And then it slowly looked like it was going to get more and more windy. And being right on the coast, it definitely was. I looked at my power data today, and the fastest I was going was for the least amount of watts I put out. So that just shows you, it wasn't quite a tailwind. It was cross-head and cross-tail, because it's straight out and back along the seafront. So it's sort of a little loop on one end. You do one way going out and then one way coming back, and then it's a long out and back up to the lighthouse. So there wasn't much shelter from the wind coming off the sea, and I took my time trial bike and I rode virtually none of it on the time trial bars, just trying to stay upright. I summed it up on Training Peaks with my coach, just trying to keep it rubber side down, because I can't afford to crash that bike. And it was good, yeah. Because Jess isn't one of the fastest in the runs, I think that's where the fastest cyclists tend to be. Like, they're fully rounded athletes. Like, I don't think in duathlon there's many that are strong in the run, and then weak in the cycle, or weak in the run and strong in the cycle. I think that one especially, I think that you're more likely to be weak in the cycle than a run, because I think people who come to duathlon mainly come at it from a running background.
Yeah. Definitely.
So yeah, I spent most of it on the base bar, just trying to keep it upright. Unfortunately, on my return bit in, where I got the most tailwind, I was held up by traffic, because it is an open road event, and as it got later in the day, there were more cars out on the road. There was about 13 zebra crossings on course.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was held up at one briefly, but yeah, that really does affect your time, because you have to stop. You slow down, stop, and then get back up to speed again.
Yeah.
I really would be quite fascinated. Maybe one day we could do a test to see how much time you do lose stopping like that. But other than that, I was passing all other cyclists, even ones that were going well, and even some that were just out for a bike ride, not racing. And then it was an alright performance, I think. Not my best, but like not far from it, and like I said, just trying to stay upright was the main objective. Ready for next time.
Yeah. So similar to Chris's cycle route, my run route was also an out and back. So both of us basically got the cross headwind and cross tailwind. I didn't do too bad on the run. Both of them were under 35 minutes, which, although it's nowhere near my PB, is my best performance so far since I came back from the injury that kind of took me out of running for a year. So, you know, that's pretty good for me. That's where I am. That's my level. I started at the back and then kind of worked my way up, which seemed to work better for me than every other race, where I've started about midfield and then people have been gradually overtaking me, which is just, you know, a little bit soul destroying really. But I started at the back, kind of worked my way forward, and then found my little kind of clan I could stay with, which really helped during the first one. Completed the majority of the first run without having to have any walking breaks, except for right at the end where I got derailed by Stitch. And then the second leg, I did expect I would have more walking breaks in it. It's been a long time since I've done 2 back-to-back 5Ks where I haven't had walking breaks in them, and even a lot of my training is walk, run, or it's like a higher speed, slower speed. So I kind of anticipated it would happen. But there was definitely more running involved than walking, which is good. The runs themselves were pretty good. I enjoyed it. Again, like Chris said, you do get to a point with the Portsmouth race where the later it gets, the busier it gets. And because we are down right by the beach, you then hit a point where there's lots of people out walking their dogs, they're out with their kids, there's people out just doing general running, and it does get busy and you do get held up. Chris gets held up by traffic, I get held up by foot traffic. So it very much is a race that the faster you are, the better it's going to be because you're less likely to get held up.
Yeah, I think the faster you are, the faster you'll be. I know that sort of is obvious, but yeah, I mean the lead cyclist got an escort by a motorcycle rider.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, all in all, a pretty good race day really. It's one I really enjoy. It's a nice day out. The course is pretty good. You get to just kind of run along the beach. Well, not the beach, but like the concrete. You get to look over at the sea, and it's quite nice. They did have to move the transition down from where it normally was. And it will be interesting to see if it does go ahead next year after a lot of what had been said. But if you are looking to give a Portsmouth Duathlon a go, or you want to maybe go and do a relay one a bit like we do, then we would recommend the Portsmouth ones, especially if you're anywhere down there, because they are quite good ones. So yeah, all in all, good run. Looking forward to the second one. Just got to run a bit further next time.
Yeah, I think that's the thing to say. It started off at a sprint and it builds its way up to not quite a standard distance, but it's above a sprint distance one. So each one you enter is slightly longer than the last one. So I think that gives it a nice range, and you can use it to like build up to going further.
Yeah. Yeah. That pretty much wraps it up.
Yeah. So until next time, guys. See you next time.
Body and her mind's kinda naughty. They say that once you taste it, you cannot replace it. She could get you high, all the dopamine inside.